Well, hey folks, how y'all doing? Welcome back, an old man in the land of grills. And yes, we are. Folks, we're going to be doing a Kamado challenge here today. Oh man, a Kamado challenge. That's cool. So we've been doing a series here on Kamados. And today we're going to be comparing two steel Kamados. So it's going to be kind of a challenge of steel Kamados today. We've got the Char-Griller Akorn over there, tried and true, been around for quite some time, versus the brand new on the market. This is from Kamado Joe, called the Kettle Joe. And this is, they're kind of marketing as a hybrid. That's a Kamado and a Kettle. And it's got that thing in the middle there, which is called a slow roller. And it's a hyperbolic cook chamber. And you're saying hyperbolic, Tom, what the heck? So I'm gonna leave the links down below, folks. If you want to know more about a hyperbolic cook chamber, click on the links down below in the description. Give you a review of that grill, talk about the hyperbolic cook chamber, and then the Akorn. Folks, I've done a ton of videos on this. I'll leave the link down below to the review I did on this. And these both are very capable cookers, but the only way to really find out is to do a challenge. So I've got two chuck roasts that have been seasoned up the same. They're both about the same size. We're gonna both put them in both of them and see how it performs. Hyperbolic versus Akorn. Akorn versus Akorn. That's what more could you ask for? So I tell you what, let's get them fired up. We'll take a look at the inside, show you the setup, and then give you a look-see at the chuck roast. Then we'll get to cooking. All right, got them both opened up. And the obvious first thing is, Tom, you're not really comparing apples to apples here, because this thing is totally different than this thing. For instance, this is steel like this, but this is double wall and insulated inside, so it has more true Kamado style characters, and it's shaped more like a Kamado. And it has a cooking stone, whereas this is single wall construction here on the Kettle Joe. It has a diffuser plate up on top that's part of this whole slow roller thing. We'll pull that out, give you a look at it. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions on it. You're saying, okay, so what is with this that makes it Kamado? Well, we'll show you the inside, because they have lined the inside with ceramic, kind of giving it some properties of a Kamado, which is actually kind of interesting. All right, so on the inside of both these grills, you can see there's another tub. On the Akorn, you can see we got double wall construction, then we got another tub that sits on the inside of that, and that's kind of, it gives you an air gap, more insulation, and that's where your charcoal goes. And then you've got a cooking stone that gives you your indirect, and then you've got two grates. One's cast iron, so you can sear on it, and then you got an upper one. Obviously, you can use both of them as long as you've got the stone in for low and slow. That's the setup we're going to do today. On the Kamado Joe Kettle Joe, you've got this basket in there that is lined with ceramic bricks. Pretty unique, and that's where your charcoal goes. And then obviously they both have on the Kettle Joe, there's actually a drawer for your ash, and that's also the vent. And on the Akorn, you actually, the bottom actually slides off there, and that's how you empty out the ash. It actually is pretty unique. You can see the lever. There's two levers on this side that holds it in place. Another gasket underneath there, and that's your vent down there. There's the slow roller. I tell you what, what's left to do? Get them fired up. All right, there we have. We got lump charcoal in there. I like to use B&B. There it is, and you're seeing we got some wood pieces in there. So I've got some wood chunks that are apparently oak whiskey barrel. And you say, where do you get that from? Well, there's a guy, his company's called Hiawatha Woodworks. He makes cutting boards and such. His name is John Glenn. You can take a look at him, and he has these, he must have some place where he can get these from, and then cuts them up and puts a little sawdust in there, gives them a little burlap bag. But this is the first time using those. So you can see I've got one lighter cube on the back side. So the vents are on the front, and I'm gonna open up the vents. And the theory is that the fire will go toward the source of the oxygen. So that's in the front on both grills. So started in the back. We're gonna have the ceramic diffuser plate and the slow roller on with its diffuser plate. So everything should be good. So I'll tell you what, let's get them fired up. All right, so there's our two chuck roasts. These actually got them last weekend, and I sealed them and froze them, but I seasoned them first. So if you're wondering what I used, I've got a lot of this. I haven't tried this white lightning stuff. This is a double garlic butter. Boar's Night Out. Oh man, that's good. And then if you've been watching lately, you know I'm gaga for this stuff. the Farm 407, a lot of pepper in there. And then that orange in there you're seeing is coming from Burn Pit Barbecue, all-purpose barbecue rub, www.burnpitbarbecue.com. Veteran-owned business, folks. They have some very good products. Check them out. So these were seasoned, sealed up, froze, and then 48 hours ago, put in the fridge, slowly defrosted. And I took them out last night, let them thaw all the rest of the way, put them back in the fridge. So they've had plenty of time to season these things up. No need to put anything else on there. They're going to go on, and just like that, I might spritz them with a little bit of water, because remember, moist meat likes to attract smoke, so you get a better smoke ring. So we'll get these on the grill. All right, you can see both are burning. Yep, you can see them both burning, both on the back side. Going to work their way forward. I did find some bigger lump to put on top of there, because I'm just paranoid. Because I imagine this is going to be about an 8-hour cook, depending upon how these grills do. But we're going to get the setup going here. Give you a look. All right, folks, had the meat on now for about 20 minutes, getting things dialed in. There are two big differences in this grill. The Akorn, which I've cooked on the Akorns quite a bit, is I know what to do to keep them low and slow. And you can see the bottom vent is just about closed. Top vent, just about closed. And on the lid, it says about 150. Now on the Kettle Joe, and I've noticed this before when I cooked on this, is that the slow roller, the hyperbolic cooking chamber, the word slow really is slow. So I've got that top vent is still 20 minutes into it wide open, and the bottom vent is half. Now that is just the way this thing operates. Now I may be throttling it down a little bit as it approaches 200 now. I did put my Oklahoma Joe puck on grill level on both of them, so let's take a look at that. We'll give you a look-see. Like I said, I've got the slow on with the diffuser plate, and then I've got a throwaway pie pan with some water in it underneath, and that's just to help with clean up, get some more moisture in there, although it's 90% humidity today, so really don't need that. So you can see Oklahoma Joe is saying about the same as the lid temp, and there's our chuck roast, and we will keep this down. Now, the seal on this thing is pretty decent. I did put a felt on it, and you do have to play around with this adjustable hinge on this thing to get it right. But if you play around with it and you find where it needs to be, then you're usually pretty good. I think I'm gonna take this top vent down a little bit here, just see what that does. And now on the Akorn, like I said, I showed you the setup there. We'll unlatch it here. Take a look on the inside. You can see Oklahoma Joe reading about the same as it. So I've got them both at the same temp, and that's what I kind of wanted to do. Like I said, this one's been around for a long time, so I know how to dial these in. This is new this year for 2021, so, and it's got that slow roller on it, which I'm not going to say it makes it a challenge. It just means that you have to figure it out a little bit more, and that's what we're doing here. So got them both going now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let these be for about an hour and a half. In fact, in order to guarantee that I don't touch anything, I'm going to go for a walk. So we'll see you after my walk. All right, folks, back from my walk. 5 miles, not bad for an old man. So these have been on for 2 hours now. I made some adjustments before I went on my walk. It's about an hour and 20-minute walk. And we can see right here, lid is 225 on the Kettle Joe. The Akorn is holding right around 200 on the lid. And both these grills have been running pretty steady. Let's take a quick look on the inside. Take a look at the Oklahoma Joe puck on the inside and see if that matches up. So we're saying about 225. Take a look. Yeah, more closer to 250. Chuck roast looking good. Goes down. Take a look here on the Akorn. Akorn is right around 200. So I'm gonna try and bump up the Akorn a little bit. I'm good with what's going on over here. Try and get that one a little bit closer. So far, both grills are doing the low and slow, but I've done the low and slow now, and I want to get it into that 225, 250 range, because I don't want this to turn into a 12-hour cook. I want to keep it more around that 7 to 8 hour period. So keep on going here. All right, folks, 4 hours into it. Lid is saying 250 on the Char-Griller Akorn, and it's a little bit more than 250 here. We'll take a look at the actual. If there's anything that I would say is controlling the temp on the Char-Griller Akorn is a little bit easier than it is on the Kettle Joe. You can see I've got our thermal pen 123. That's brand new for this year. I did a review on thermal pen 1 second. That's it right there, but it's really not 1 second. It's a 123. So we'll I'll tell you what, we don't need to talk about that. I did some videos on it if you're interested, but let's take a look. Yeah, we're reading closer to 300. Look at the color on that though, really, really nice. Let's see what temps are. Yeah, definitely into the stall, 150. Close that down. In all reality, we're pretty close to wrapping. Let's see what it is on the Akorn. Sorry about that. Mess around here. Nice color there too. And we were closer to 275 over on the, yeah, a little bit darker color. Let's just see where we are temp wise. Oh, look at that. 160, 161. So we're a little higher on the, over here than we are over there. So tell you what, I think I'm gonna wrap them both and continue going. All right, folks, open up the vents a little bit more on both these. Got them both in a tray and covered. Got a little beef broth in there. And just monitor the temperatures, and now what we want to do is we want to take a probe tender. I'm going to say this right now, is that I'm having better luck controlling temps with the Akorn than I am with the Kettle Joe from Kamado Joe. But they still both are working. And I think with a little time, and in all honesty, I've spent more time cooking on the Char-Griller than I have cooking, than I have on the Kettle Joe. So I think it's just a matter of dialing things in. But so far, both are performing very well, folks. Hey, if you're enjoying what you're seeing here, folks, and, this takes some time, what I do for you. And YouTube every year kicks back less and less to us content creators. And if you want to help support this channel, underneath every video, there's this super thanks, and it gives you the opportunity to kick a little something back to Tom Horseman at YouTube, so you can help the channel do things you want. Like I said, I'll mention you in your name if you give to the channel. And I tell you what, you send me an email address, I'll send you a sticker. So that's enough of that, all right? Let's continue on. All right, so open things up, turn things up. It's been about an hour and a half now. So we're about 6.5 hours. Char-Griller, when you open it up, she goes. And that's what she's doing right now. We're reading 350. And let's just see. Oh yeah, we got butter. Should take a temp, right? This is my thermal pop from Thermal Works. Yeah, 210. And there's still a little resistance. I might let this go for just a little bit more. Let's see what we're going on the, a little bit different over on the Kamado Joe, even though I opened things up. Struggling to get a little bit hotter. It's stuck at 250. I don't know about that. Although that's saying closer to 325. Let's see. Right about the same. So I'm gonna let both of these go for just a little bit more. You're saying, and I thought 205 is saying, 205 is when you start pulling stuff. And I use 205 as a gauge, but a lot of times, especially on chuck roasts, 210 is not uncommon, 215 is not uncommon. And to get it, remember, you got to want it to get to probe tender. That's what we're searching for here. So a couple more minutes, we're going to pull these off, let them rest, give you a look-see at the final product. All right, there they are. They rested for almost an hour, maybe a little bit more. One on the left, that's from the Char-Griller Akorn. That's from the Kettle Joe. Take a look. This one definitely shrunk up a little bit more. Color is pretty consistent between the two, but we're gonna see how they turned out. We're just gonna give a quick pull here. This is the one from the Char-Griller. See, pulls pretty nice, right like that. And then from Kettle Joe, a little resistance there, but not bad. It's chuck roast. I always tell people, if you can get a chuck roast to pull, you don't have to worry about brisket, because brisket is easier to get to pull than chuck roast is. So let's take a look. It's a nice color, a little bit of a smoke ring there, a little taste. Both seasoned the same. It's good. Cal Joe. Actually, honestly, looks like it's got more of a smoke ring. Let's open up more of this. Oh yeah. Easy peasy right there, folks. That's nice. That's a killer smoke ring on the Kettle Joe. Look at that. That is, wow. That is very impressive. That's, without a doubt, got a better smoke ring going with the Kettle Joe than you do with the Akorn, no doubt. We were getting a lot more smoke in the beginning from the Kettle Joe, and that may have been user error on my point. They're both delicious. I'll tell you what, come back and give you my final thoughts. All right, so final thoughts. I just looked online on the Kamado Joe Kettle Joe's, $4.99 on Kamado Joe's website, $500. I was just at Menards. Menards is a Midwest, kind of like a Home Depot, Lowe's kind of deal, and they sell these $300. This, without a doubt, acted more like a Kamado. It was very good with controlling the temp when I wanted it low. Sorry about that. It stayed low. This was a little bit more finicky. The slow roller hyperbolic cooking, did it work? Yeah, I guess it worked. I got to say, the chuck roast off of that one was outstanding, just outstanding. This one was okay. So, and that could be user error, but in my opinion, that put out the better food right there. It did. It just did. That's 22 inches. That's 20 inches. So I guess you gotta make your own choices. For right now, if you were to ask me, you know, I probably stick with my Char-Griller Akorn. I know it can produce, but I'm not afraid of this one. And I think it can do great things. The $500 thing though has really got me. I can get $300, and this can pretty much do everything that can do, except not having a hyperbolic cooking chamber and being able to remove it, and being 22 inches as compared to 20 inches. So I guess you got to ask your questions. You're asking Tom Horstman. I'm going to stick with the Char-Griller Akorn, although I'm going to keep on cooking on that because it interests me. Folks, I hope this was helpful. Thumbs up, leave a comment as you always do. I appreciate it, I really do. Thanks for watching.